A birthday bash for a very special lady. The Louisville Zoo is celebrating a milestone this weekend. Helen the gorilla turning 1 year older on Saturday. Dozens of her adoring fans helped Helen mark her 60th birthday with the old-fashioned "Happy Birthday to You" song and a cake made out of fruit and jello. 6 decades is impressive for any animal, especially when the median age for a gorilla is 35. The zoo says a party this festive makes sense for Helen and her diva personality.
Helen has always had a bit of an independent streak.
If you missed Helen's birthday bash, you can celebrate another birthday next weekend. Snow, rain, or sunshine, Canik the polar bear turns 7 years old on Saturday. Everyone is welcome to attend that party. There's one animal I don't think is bothered by the cold.
Not in the least.
It's a holiday light show Kentuckiana enjoys every year, but now it's dark thanks to a Grinch. Boo! The lights at Waverly Hills Sanitarium raise money for local charities like Crusade for Children. Our Dennis team tells us how thieves are able to break in and steal very important equipment.
The whole building, we light this whole building.
Yes, 11 News.
Well, you know what they say about the Grinch. Stink, stank, stunk. So sad that happened there. The Mattingleys say they're hoping to get the light show back up for next weekend. Right now at 7, a deadly crime. LMPD investigating the first homicide of 2018. A woman found shot several times outside her home. More on the victim. And chaos at a trampoline park. Dozens of teens, at least one of them with a gun, swarmed the area. Why police say those teens began to fight. And to the rescue, they may be wearing camouflage, but don't let their attire fool you. A dad and son pull a distressed deer from a frozen river. Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is 7 o'clock and 13 degrees outside. I'm Jonathan Wahl. Thanks for staying with us at 7. LMPD is investigating the city's first homicide of the new year. Good morning, I'm Jonathan Wahl. Police say it happened Saturday afternoon in the Park Hill neighborhood. Police were called to the scene at 23rd and West Ormsby Avenue. When they arrived, they found a woman in her 20s who had been shot in the front door of her home. She was rushed to the University Hospital where she died a short time later.
An unfortunate incident.
Police say they are working to determine who is responsible. They do not have any suspects in custody at this time, but they are following leads. If you have any information that could help police, you can call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. New this morning, a man accused of impersonating a police officer is behind bars. Investigators say the suspect has been arrested 3 times in 3 years. Officers pulled Dwayne Robinson over at the intersection of Garland and Dearborn for having heavily tinted windows. They say he almost immediately claimed that he was a law enforcement officer with the sheriff's office in LaGrange. The responding officer reported finding a loaded gun with no permit and discovered that Robinson is a convicted felon. Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is 7:28 and 14 degrees outside. I'm Jonathan Wahl. Thanks for staying with us here at 7:30. Here's a live look outside. It's definitely cold, but a little better than yesterday morning at this time, thankfully. You can see the sun just starting to peek out of those clouds, and meteorologist Reed Yaden is joining me. New year, new me. I want to clean my car, but I'm waiting for some non-freezing temperatures. Are we going to get it?
Yeah.
Christmas is over, and for some Californians, they have a pretty unique way of getting rid of their trees. This is the annual Christmas tree burn. It's a decades-old tradition where a large crowd brings piles of their trees to make a big bonfire. Way more exciting than me. I just put mine on the curb. And some of the best minds in Kentucky want to make sure you take a little pride in the bluegrass, especially the next time you download a game to your smartphone or device. Kentucky Fried Pixels, that's on the menu, coming up next. And dealing with the cold is a lot harder with snow and slush in the way, making it an absolute nightmare right now for homeowners in the Northeast. You're looking at the basement of Shelley Murphy's home in Winthrop, Massachusetts. Her thermostat reads below 0, and it's been that way ever since this week's bomb cyclone sent high tide waters into her street and her basement.
One, we can leave it to melt.
Murphy says she plans to hire a plumber and make permanent changes. She wants to move everything in the cellar to higher ground. She says 4 of her neighbors' basements are also flooded, but even after a similar flood in 1991 and this one, Murphy says there's no place she'd rather live. And what do you think, Reed? Can you blame her, or should she get the heck out of there? Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is 6 o'clock and a chilly 29 degrees out, but nothing like it was earlier this week. I'm Jonathan Wahl. Thank you for waking up with us on this December 30th, just 2 days from the new year. We're taking a live look at downtown Louisville this morning. Clear skies and no accidents to report right now. Storm Team 11's Caitlin Fish is here with us this morning. And Caitlin, it's been cold. Today's a little better. Are we getting any relief? Many of us have our Christmas and New Year's traditions, but one Indiana family does something pretty different, and they definitely think it's cool.
Oh, it's unique of all things.
I think it's pretty cool too. It's a tradition that happens near the Capitol. It's called an ice tree. And we're looking at the base of that right now. It's created by the Veal family every year by pumping water out of a nearby pond onto scrap lumber and brush. It usually ends up being between 30 and 40 feet tall. Food coloring is mixed in to give it a unique look. Sunday, January 7th, I'm Jonathan Wahl. Thanks for joining us this morning. Here's a look outside. It's 6:30 and about 13 chilly degrees out. No problems to report at this time, but boy, is it cold. My car did not want to warm up in my way in at all. Joining me here is Reed Yaden. Reed, I know some warmer temps are coming eventually. Can we get them here quick?
Not quick enough for us, but they're...
Today is December 16th. Only 9 more days till Christmas. Good news this morning, too. Reed Yaden says things might warm up for a bit. He joins us live now from the Louisville Slugger Museum with our forecast. Good morning, Reed. Thanks so much, Reed. This morning, police are trying to figure out how an SUV loaded with 3 people ended up on train tracks in Sellersburg. 1 person was killed, 2 others were sent to the hospital. You can see the aftermath of the crash here. The impact left the SUV in pieces. It happened yesterday just before 4 in the afternoon. That was at County Road 31 and Brigham Drive. At last check, the 2 people who survived were in grave condition and in surgery. Sellersburg Police Chief Russ Wellen says no one in the vehicle tried to get out and there was no effort to move the SUV.
That train, literally, the horn is on all the way down from Hamburg Pike.
Police haven't filed any charges but are planning to question the conductor. Today, we do expect to get an update on the conditions of the crash survivors. And that's it for us this hour of Good Morning Kentucky on a Saturday. Good Morning America is next, but we'll be back at 9 this morning with today's top stories and the First Alert Storm Team forecast. Thanks for joining us.